Ene anwumrei baby bia wo bia anwumrei memo ajo e de be neat 100.9 na eye dwumade ya to ne din se torchlight edu anwumre na ye ginam torchlight na wanutua eye amanyosem fiko na ye baba beye ye nya amanyosem a ye de begu oman ye ya amanyosem a ye de chechiro oman amanyosem ebe ma oman Ghana etimi akonkan amanyosem ebe boa yen na wo ye die etimi akoyi o da bia meka ye politics na enya gudio politics na enya gudi politics nye se ye play soccer ne de ni je na ebre ye at the end of the day o manim na be de ba ye ka politics na e de bibi ba table so it is a wo koto aba twese aba me tuoi emfie 9 entem edi wanim no edede na ebebre wo ye fiti prekope nto aba keke wo make us say amanyoku akodo ne titiri 1 PP ni NDC wom internal elections e ba bekoso se woye wadwen se wo koto aba de ama obi a check ho bisa ho esimesi ya me koto aba de ama ni emfie 9 entem ede na ebetimi ede abreme yento aba keke wo yento aba keke enu nti aya na edru ba bi sei na ye nyina na ye toato adwen se ye betimi aboa na ye hwe ehu se kwan papa ben ne ye de oman no ye de efa so eti ene ye ba bedi nkomo Mo mutie me, I'm watching me Facebook live, me chatum. And then a special guest, I would you no so. Honorable Opare Ansa. Na enkane no emrahye bedwani ewo suhum abato ompesua so. Na enu akire no nso oyobi a okeka ne ho se MPP for ebie kwan no tum yie a oba begina se twerɛtwerɛfo panyin ediama New Patriotic Party NPP. Ene yewura Opare Ansa o menchen Facebook ne da no so sei pampen wo kɔ hɔ abehu de sisi ye oginem aye ne no eba bedi enkomo. Na yebefa kwan we so na eye apiate eben eye bogoso ene ne patam ho yenka bi nhyiemu ne yete se explosion bi akoso yakra de nim se adekuma bi se na nya asem ketewa eti yebema ebusu a wo ho ne ade nyina hyeden na nyakopon ya adoma ochena Ghana mutie no so no bebetena mu biem a yebebo awuram bogoso ene ne patam de akoso ho ni nyina na ebeduru ho no na yetimi anya information ni yie police for etimi update ye hu nipa dodo afirim sabri yentimi nkan me ne o kasa sese rescue team ni guso ewo kro no so akro na bo rescue team ni guso a wo mo hwe wo makwa ahohiahiam wo ma adan adwiragu wo mo so wo mani abere eti ye team no so wo ho anyankopon ya adoma Ghana muntie so beba betena mu a between 5:30 and 10 ye bebo awuram ho yie pa na ye bisa questions a ewo ho de be na ekoba ye tese bi ka ese dynamite bi kra ka no bomb na bomb no say na tese yo eti ni nyina no nyame ya adom chena no pa beba betena ma Ghana muntie so a eyade amede ho isusuanso bi akobia ebedu ho no na yetimi anya some of the relevant information bi a ehu behia ama the consuming public na ye nyina no yetimi ache that information ye mabusua a wo makwa ahohiahia mu nyina ewo sampata mu ni nyina no hyeden na ye gidi se Nyankopon ebe kura mabusu na yetena se ye bedi nkomo mabedafo no so beba ene Bismarck Boateng ayawa so central MPP chairman ene Bismarck ewo fie ha sara so na ukoti regional Abraham Boafo wo mo deputy communication director uti region Abraham so yade a obeba efie ha sei na member of the NDC ono so ye no ebedi nkomo badansa na no kame ho na yema honorable Opare Ansa yema no akwaba na yema na fisiapa afi weni de edi kan a yene na hia yembisa no na ewiem etesen eti honorable Opare Ansa yema afisiapa edeba neat 100.9 so
majora afi nkomatu ye na we tiefo nyina afisiapa
etiefo edas
medas so ene akwanya mama me afufure mu
na bibia ekoyie de
na me adaruma sa braid em se bibia dada kwa mu onim se Ghana de Ghana for de tibia no isuso yemu mama enjoy ne una kroya omo akwa dwamu obugoso nche apetefo no krani am se anwumre ya na yina ifrase yehu social media so share infonini videos ahodo a eba na ye hope say ye benya asempa bi wachire ate but Jamaica ne se moma yina yenya abutre na yentie asem no ne kofare by ansana se ye wo bibi ka efa ho a yakafa
no krepa yo yada se waba bekan wona suhum ti sen
suhum de ho eboko suhum bibi ada form it is suhum there be asema meka ne se there's no place like suhum in Ghana. Suhum ti se suhum okay politics tambia wo se shishe kakra so yepeja na ejai ede atoho both within MPP and NDC na tambia be hu se emoshi ewia na so ya sign the CNE MPP and DC eventually no if you say Suhum always makes the choices senefata Suhum.
But so far after 1 year what's in actually which year said yes Suhum MPP okay won't actually but me use as a context say what's actually
front runner
good for now was Suhum no saying na eko ewo
I can say be a one homod party did very well ewo the last elections for both parliamentary and presidential for Asante it's scored over 30,000 plus. We had never gotten anywhere close to that. The highest now Ituminya parliamentary was around between 25,000-26,000, but he managed to take us past the 30,000 mark. About the home of the year, papa. Our buyers so like I say, Oguso ebo ne ho modern. Ejidi say aya na ebirum pese omode memfie dunsia no ani manim ha ya na toto
ne de afe
ba ko pe no ho nti mesre say aya na omanfo so ehunu say yeyesa na yeyaya bit unfair to him. Ebiem ebra ye wo mu yi bra oman nyina ne wiase nyina yakọ ahokyeremu kakra esane covid pandemic no enti aso no kwan a mpo aban ensa tumi so sika so emodi bi ema omo etese omo de moa ema omanfo ne ma omo so enso esa eso omanfo no eso enti ebu akonta ya ye musa akonta ni nyina enka ho ni nyina mu no aka se party ma ewo so hum just like everywhere else ewo online him no omo fiase boabo omo ho party reorganization by obia pese ono so the shemu dada na pese otenam ya on shemu bi no pese ono so de ne ho ewura mu nti obia fiase boabo na last weekend na me osuhum omo eba me nche ni meeting komo ne ade no hu se bebre na geared towards me polling station contest me constituency contest. A couple of them cry per se omunya yombeko a regional contest no ABA. The make say the entire party in Suhum no they are looking forward to a party reorganization contest so.
MPP ahode no ejane nan so hode.
Make say just like everywhere else in the party no on the party mano edi enkita hudia obia jatum se ye boy homodin pa ejidi se 2024 abato no ye betumi awini the thing I did see and this why your friend breaking the 8 mantra no it is within reach possible but be brain so ajitum se a normal baku mienu bi o ho a omo fe se sakraye abamu a betumi aboa ama party no ahode na wie peye.
Okay. Na yanko ye nimo na me fa free so hom na yenhwe eye wo party in general. So far internally yenim say apre ne ba aya na obia bepre obia be na dwen say ono so bi. Internally kwan a bo party no fa so eye nhihye dia manage internal elections eba because what you saying?
Well, so far you know I try a better be free a national party no. When you say party way no from steering committee through NEC Ekusi Council na tumia yadi yes anhihye no e be free aba. There was initially some things circulating that was social media say police station elections and get I'm saying 20 and then anger a be free as here but them hear secular I knew straight away say no crabia him if it's na at the national elections no as June but yenimu so say the national elections last one you hold here in 2018 no was in July.
July.
And it's possible say we any election of the national officers before the 8th July date now they swear current executives not in because that is the day of mandate to be expire unless it's as we have seen in the past maybe I na national council a more extension up to 3 months and to be who say 2014 instead of February near Tamale in April and Kofodia also 2018 instead of April near in July. And to save for that there at the earliest between national elections July this year. And anything you will see which has some June date, you can discard it because I know correct. And true to that, I'm say I saw another thing not sanctioned clearly by any national officer, but somebody purporting to be an assistant of one of the national officers. The write up Biabase the appropriate dates will be communicated by national. But one who said this brings to light a certain problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. What dada no nanka internal party communications. Very clear. We say NEC egoshia na bibinia and steering committee and national councillor. They follow it up with official communication. Now I call through region, sometimes directly to constituency. Constituency for to me and so communications. Who say I deal with authentic. This as a social media be dilute. A normal na we wanna either see a communicated to party rank and file no through social media. And now say issue disclaimers through the same vein. But you're maintaining formal communication channels now. Constituency officer being signed yanka letter if you national. When you said you there's a social media talk. I'm fine juma. I will encourage national officers who say and say whereas social media is available for fast and expedited communication, which NTCMI substitute for your official channels now.
Yeah, channels for communication.
Even if a official WhatsApp channel groups no more creative and a mutual letter and a more scanning, let that be there so that the officers will know. So once we receive that is what is authentic. Because as they say, one officer be correct to me, say, I'm passing police station elections. Yes, that's in the once I mean, party official. Question that will be time, I should be asking you. But clearly, who say there seems to be some breakdown of the internal communications mechanisms within the party structures. But it's important to say, you be making sure say that you be home by. I will say, I will be some baby for and your party nimu at efa. Yeah. Na me catch her say we are saying my mind na bia mu ayedin. But Ebinoma succeed in convincing even your party people say Ghana ayedin, and that peculiar to Ghana. What I say, Ebinoma person which say jama COVID no Ghana penewo. It is here say we are saying because of COVID and say I mean we are not hear documentaries been there for America for and how even COVID impacted the job market and graduate employment rates of pay near there. COVID impact, pandemic impact all over the world. What I say, party internal communication channels. That's so much more party mano who neato we are senior or minor. No buy into the NDC propaganda. Say Ghana buy and ama ebia Ghana ayedin. What did I make an answer? Very important. Say party babia be who say near experiencing in there no. Yanka koye John Mahama mpuno president there. The situation will be 2, 3, 4, 5 times worse. So if you say there is not a single policy of government, I will bet to me a tracy I can say as our policy way and ama ebia the economic situation our mind no. Except to say the pandemic has brought about some of the challenges on my and your man for AFAC. It's important to say the Minister of Finance occasionally and our parliament but how are we carrying the information way to the rank and file of the party? So if you say they are the first line of defense for the party, and you're national officers, and you're regional officers, and out to trot room, to taxi mu, chop bar, to barbering saloon, hair saloon. Now, obi bo party next year. O party bano original that is say or you equipped enough with an understanding of the situation, not to be defend the party. That time no, me ni hobby. Hey, party chairman ni hobby. Constituency chairman oni hobby. But say afa a coin so near my party money wherever they may be in the country. At ya say hu ne ekoso e wa ban mu, ne ekoso e wa man ni mu. And in yenti atisa ejidis obi abetu agina ne nan so. The sense of despondency sometimes as a ATSC party money mono. It will all go away.
Okay. aya na bi kasa ma meka etiefo se etiefo ne ahwefo mo a mo hwe YouTube channel live despite media live we call Facebook nso a Neat 100.9 FM Neat 100.9 FM yene honorable Pariansa oye former MP so humaba tompeso so na oye General Secretary hopeful led the New Patriotic Party ono na yene no aiding komo enenwumre ebi ka se ensam na bi ho ha na mo wa ben mu say no mo ka ebi shase 2019 ti na mo kopushi de ma covid aya na ensisi so emfa ma the titular opposition for ni tina na mo ka ne sa ne say ade tina mo di ni nyina koma covid nso e ba ye nso at least yetimi anya resources external resources locally sikente say de ensa kokakra de ensa kokan inti eba ne sa na ekwakoye say mo na mu hu godogo mfa kro anhye
me this I will agree with you say there are one or two issues they could have cropped up before COVID, but also I say ubu maya a process for the policies beba policy ni bi how any impact over time na what you make cry who said it's all adjustment and I say so discontinue. I mean one example the luxury tax luxury vehicle taxes but at some point we withdrew it. Clearly Abai had 1 year of the opportunity obey measure no or evaluate any impact on the economy, on the population. No who so I deal with them and makra no you free. Whilst it is true say there might have been one or two issues that had cropped up, that had read its hair prior to the incidence of COVID. No. Clearly, COVID buying Pokwain to have the opportunity to have remedial policies and now to reevaluate these policies and put corrective measures in place. I'm sure that we are all not being specific about any particular politics. We are speaking generally.
Generally, yeah.
That is why I made the response on very specific about a particular policy. For instance, maybe a issue here now crop up. I'm sure see a bit me.
Say the budget statement. Say there was some sectors I tried to get them for you. But say 2018, 2019, some sectors were growing downwards. So pick 2022 a year budget statement now. So Anna, it tells you say. And yes, sir, be a COVID no. It's in a man kokobasa sometimes and so no a beer na a bino and no maybe a bino intimi and fun to yint in a man kobanasa mobile consecutively more revenue targets a GR for there be a one much less or more to me a reach one more exceed one more target, but a bino in general revenue target. You can't meet it. Why?
Well, sure. Say the reasons why the revenue target itself has not been met, say by government, say by GRA. Definitely, they will have all the reasons within ensuing budgets. For 2018, if there were issues with revenue targets, 2019 budgets no better safa when in the India. But what kind of sectoral analysis, sectoral growth. I did about quite say with regards to those numbers, and then they say, be now buying a focus on a particular sector. So, indeed, the entire growth, a bigger chunk may come from there, and that way, it could let some other sector look to be growing at a slower pace now. It doesn't necessarily mean there is no growth there, but the proportion of a growth attributed to that sector would have been slower or smaller due to the kind of focus they are buying them in the previous year. But that is precisely as someone America. Depending on these numbers, if you say the kind of policies the government has run this year, when it has opportunity by the budget end of the budget cycle, or prepare for the new budget now, that is when the government can measure the impact of the policies. So that but you mere tweaky policies to bring back growth. Sometimes we will need be a services sector and our Greek sector. Now, growth now ketwa. So it tells Aban say the policies are implemented last year. No, I need to tweak them to bring better growth in this sector. But precisely, Anuntina Aban a span of about 4 years to deliver on their mandate. Within the space of say a year or two, no, you may have some shortfalls in certain sectors. Then you still have opportunity to monitor and then evaluate and then implement remedial policies in those sectors. Indeed, I don't think say if Aban had a clear 4 years incident free, let me put it that way, in reference to COVID, because some of those shortfalls that had maybe, as you are saying, you know, had shown up early, you know, they would not have had opportunity to remedy them. I am certain say we will certainly have put remedial policies in place for those. But whilst it is true, say Aban had access to all kinds of
some resources.
Resources, you know. Also remember, say COVID also impacted directly on
those resources.
No, on the revenue expectations of Aban.
Okay.
Yeah, so at the same time, COVID also brought unintended expenditure on Aban. So we should not see it as government intended to get 100 million cedis in revenue from maybe taxes and oil revenue, and then in addition to that, you know, assigning access to other revenue sources from other places, including maybe a heritage fund and the things that you were referencing. The truth is that because of COVID, the intended revenue sources, you know, all dwindled up, and rather government had to spend in addition to what it had to spend anyways, you know, in certain sectors. Insurance for health workers, for instance, had never been planned for, but some of these funds had to go to cover for that. Indeed, clearly, whereas government may have come into monies that originally it didn't intend to access, the monies that it originally also expected to have, you know, also did not come. And there were expenditures that government did not intend to incur, which became necessary because of COVID. You know, until can't COVID any impact now. It goes way beyond government touching the heritage fund or accessing IMF facilities, you know, and then the World Bank funds that were donated to the country. You know.
All right. Janu Honorable Paransana AD and Common Numerical Torchlights will need 100.9. Honorable Mame, you take on this, especially as far as your internal elections are concerned. One of the areas I mentioned is internally, some more by elections because my party and my dear so pay. Amugusu dear so. Inti the titulu mo akasifu muni. Some more internal elections na say no maybe enko ye mafiarism bi koso party ni mo a. Me tie kira na ha me. Am say na mo amoho kra na mo ye ni say ebi ni say mo ye album as we speak. Challenges associated to mo album na mo ye no. Na obi mafiarism ye yi we dia frim we afa bibia sha na motom ye ko secretary wa ye say na yere bodoku nti or kwa baby oton doku naba na sanu amano. How do we deal with it? It is saying hamo mo amumu bi aye mugina elections or party no internally hamo
Nigeria can say Africa just do fiasem and mekai in the late at Abios Kokai and there you know my own say my somebody of us. But you see, let me tell you something about internal party elections. Me said that ni sympathy mo bia uko election but because you are rubble internal in the party. The reason is simple. Uko akwaji party position bia to ho so. Eniye. We are uko akojina party na naimu against a party like NDC.
Yeah.
Na fanisa we police station chairman. Ewo, efrebe bi nta bia o Zoom conference. Na a chairman or a friend Okoto.
Okay.
David Amwako. Moses Amwako. Na ukwako contest Okoto. Ukutu no. Mema example na wa election no. Ko pe chairman. Constituency officers ebe election. Na ukutu Okoto ewo ntabia. Na ujejina hwa use ewiame me ko contest sen ka me pe we buy na I me say na wo call election want to me ahwa ma ya wia o na me ba be parliamentary candidate e wo suhum na say na do be presidential candidate e wo man no mu nyina na wo so opese o represent yen e wo Ntabia police station ho ona ko hwe ne nto wa so abakra wo ya wia o
oh okay
na me ti suhum na do tenkran na ya bato ne ye bejama wo se hwe so
na bia wa wini wo ho na anasa wo ho na ye se kwhwe aba no so
na wa bato wantumi ahwe so wo se ya wia o and I know you don't even deserve to represent
the reality. There were realities on the ground and so on.
Level playing field. May start here free home.
Okay.
Into what I'm getting to say, into call election in out elections I call so whom
oh yes.
That is the reason. Yeah. Because men come man me can tell say we aba bomi no waji and I we aba yesi no waji there be. It is say yes settle election. Oh, yetie bia no me call election 2020 ya anye ya mami untim be bi da se me ka se kofi ne chinchi mensa ana kwabena na ye sei so acha se magye resource no atum it am encouraging omo a call elections at all levels in the party no the ade biara wo feel say anu nti ubetumi lose election bo ho
okay
well me that I kuzu awu kan wa yo say I got move for kwaku dey
gwagwana kwaku dey
do dey asem member
or they say kwaku hwan
so I person dey asem
be
aha that ya so pass me kosa election no so men come ma kan show say e ko any awia me na because men tina home on me.
Oh, okay.
Man, sir. It is a me call national election. I mean, got trauma being go wiame. Wa woko region, woko constituency, woko polling station. If you say you to me wiame there, I national. And then I mean deserve position. If you say NDT for na me ko face you mono. We a small test. At
the mouth.
At the mouth. Omo there. Omo bin wade anim. It is out now and pass the internal MPP election. Here we are. Now. Yeah, there. And then you don't deserve the position.
Oh, okay.
It's me when you not prepare. That said, no. The flip side, no. I come on more elections. The show monza no. Young kind who say, mafia na oka hwase. Obon crofo mafia. We are. You need those people. And you'll be under the assembly chat to me. So, me fast in behind. I said, me the better was here now. I see I see the supreme interest of the party at all times. Indeed, who did BBD Mrs. here a party in Inti, I didn't watch in a chair. I made that 20. Yeah, but then you'll be Anna. I was a hofama and a kumapano out there some a chair easily. You could me the channel. Udi kodi kofi ana kwame amfa nche no wafa na busuafo na nyonkofo nyina aba no kra yento na bufo aba di yes a mafia no mana yan kan hu se nipa ye di omo no they are all party members so yan kasa na ye di yen so na se enye ye dade a se the bible na ka no na ma yen fa nye the next person the mestre however it is. However, we want to perpetuate ourselves in office, no. Yeah, say rules now party nation for elections at all levels, no. They are applying fairly. They also Kofi say now you're wrong there. Kwame you say you're wrong.
Okay.
What you say?
Yeah.
Now Kofi say now you're wrong. Kwame say now why you want to say NDC speaker back on our parliament. Yeah, now or the in sum. They have said no way in the near free a minority no. Yet no. So say the no. Or the nesasum na about you say minority yet benkum so ha. The nesabenkum no dey assume na about you na just say or majority for no. Ndi emfa ho ne na obeye wo ho. Ohun. Aha. Ndi ma yenye ye ho say. Me person maboni ndi madam fo. Now you're making sure that the rules that we put in place for polling station elections, for electoral area elections, for constituency, region, and then national elections, we apply those rules fairly and firmly. And but you
one more year, Moncho, into an eomode.
When a year won't be so, I should treat to me, any pardon some never. What I say? Same people now, okay. I just say, constituency officer be able to now, or they call region. Regional officers, and then no, they are in Kahuta. Oh, they call Ngusifi. So the region and the national Ngusifi. Was a Biana, they are in Kahoot. Indeed, they are making a common money. Okay. At every level, apply the rules fairly. So, okay. May former constituency officer Bako. And say, oh, Timmy, or Nimsen has some make him, yes, by now or straight. So, okay, supervise police station elections. Okay, no catch it. Papa be on a contest. A year contest woman organizer. Now, Papa contest chairman. Okay, John said there be party in the Mayama or Banu couldn't belong to the same executive committee body. The job I couldn't see form. And I didn't see form na Papa no. Chairman. And obey elections. On we by way or mobile constituency elections. Now your constituency officer back where you elected. Not the same nipa no call yes no be nominate we raise on my deputy women organizer. I'm a catcher and say who dia wakoye wo France. Na never ba abetra so whom say o dia wo ba ba ye. Me wa nipa me nipa pa be sin nyina. But so me rebuke no. And I expect to say at all levels of the party ensure consistency in the application of your rules. Yeah, sir. Obi lose election. Obejia tumu akumapam. So even if what bono mafia kakra bi kra nye sa open ones ni bi kra still obejia tumu say election dey na amenia so one mie wani pa
obi dey be fa ko
e friend of KKB kakra be kan so one mie wani pa kakra be kan aha di be bia no ya sro ya di e say obi wani na make sure say e be call dey nkontia.
Okay.
Aha di may advise to those in charge at the moment at all levels of the party. And it's let us be fair in applying the rules. Rules in the party's constitution is clear.
Yeah.
Any the rules that the NEC and council will bring out to govern a particular election are clear, but apply it fairly.
Okay. Needs 100.9. So, mo conference no ewo Kumase. Proposals akodoa ebaye. I find our interest.
Proposals, none of it was dealt with our conference.
Yes,
if you remember,
none of them. I feel now we're working on it.
Yeah, but like I said, there are some of it that is quite interesting.
Why your former MP, former MPs? Yeah.
I don't know because maybe I boss okay. Okay. Even people who were not accredited delegates were described on some media channels. They are intruders. But of course, come on. MPP4 year program, which is a national conference. Who will go there? So on your accredited delegate. No MPP near Bia. That kind of definition, I think, was in bad taste.
Some people were described as intruders.
Oh, wow. Okay, some of the media reports are who are not having a crash. Me a former MP, and now former DC, former minister, be a some party at some level. Apart from national general secretary, national chairman.
Yeah.
All other officers don't belong to most of the bodies in the party.
Oh, okay.
Former MPs near the He says, "Any party say yeah MPP program or not say hobia." We should not describe them as intruders because they are not. But I believe that it's in the spirit of that. Look at me, my MP Usum for
3 consecutive years.
4 consecutive terms.
4 years, yeah. 4 consecutive terms.
MPP for Usum Eko Fagrinia. As a man can be. The constitution.
Yeah.
So who's a kakra? And now we've been power MP for 4 years.
Yeah.
So kofa adwene as you on kahome. And that is some of the things that I feel that is here to be corrected, because the experiences we have, we need to somehow share. Yes, if the concern is of people say, delegates. I even hold a certain views, and not all the people that occupy all kinds of positions in the party who belong to certain bodies must necessarily ultimately become delegates. So it might be say it is a do point to be as MPs, members of the district assembly, at any vote. We need to get to a certain point in the party. Some officers at constituency, at region, at national, I feel say you hear more to strengthen the capacity of the party at those levels. But you mean without necessarily giving them voting rights. If that is the fear, say those who that vote become too much. But in any case, there's a big drive. There's a whole school of thought in the party that thinks we should even get to one man, one vote in the party, where every card-bearing member votes on issues.
Yeah.
If that is not something you can attain immediately or overnight, adding on former MPs, former MMDC, former appointees of the government, or mere card-bearing members, it's a way of gradually
more riches
getting to that point without one day getting up and saying, we have opened the doors and every card-bearing member must vote. But clearly, this is inclusive democracy. You want as many people as possible to express their minds and feel included in the selection processes within the party.
Omampeni kasa fairness at all stages of elections na says had any team replicate ewo said Omampeni we did say we share we monam form wo pay position wo born to when the party medin komo okọ form wo share self futu no mo de be adwuma.
I wish say the be adwuma. I'm passing my coalition, I'm a coalition winner. I don't want to inherit a weak party.
Okay.
So, whilst those actions on the part of a incumbent will help me win, I don't wish to say I'm down that path. I would prefer say I'm gonna things right. Said yeah, me baby so I could anymore. Majuma be easier. So what is not come and be confronted with all kinds of troubles at over 33,000 polling stations across the country and 275 constituencies and over 6,000 electoral areas. Now, ya bomb mafia, we have to set up all kinds of committees across the length and breadth of the country to try and resolve matters. And Sana has started a push towards 2024. Even Pioneer say a future president day, ama party impany for yedi kakra yedi ekahui. Omo nyina be som nom de be adwuma. Na party reorganization elections that enemy. Ya be yes de be ya nuanu NDC foi. Omo enya bribi ensom emfa antwe party na ensign. We want to beat them and beat them well in 2024. To be able to do that, it starts from now. The reorganization efforts of the party will determine a lot come 2024.
Why reorganization? And maybe
well, that is the term used in the party's constitution.
Okay.
Where these elections occur.
Oh, okay.
It refers to party reorganization.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and when the party is going for elections, starting polling station, you are reorganizing the party. It's not necessarily because a normal be Ajija. Some can say Koku from Pong,
anyway, but when him the last time I know we interview, maybe a direct question I remember very well about more performance 2020 elections. Till date, after 1 year on, even there is this story attributed to you. My name is Sana Wakano. Say a year 2020 election results, the current MPP leadership. Meaning say leadership na you poor.
Well, I said that in response to a question a host beside me. Host beside me say the executives no they bought say they've carried the party through 2 elections, so they should be re-elected. I took time to explain the results of 2016. No, you can't clearly attribute it to
2020.
So I mean 2016.
2016. Okay.
Yes, because before the suspension of the chairman, the general secretary, and the second vice chairman. Now we had finished presidential primaries. We had finished the parliamentary primaries. These are usually the source of problems going into the elections. All those things had been concluded. If you want to apportion credit, you have to look at that. You also have to look at party performance in 2012 and the performance of the vice president now and lawyer Addison and co at the Supreme Court, which convinced Ghanaians we had actually won the 2012 elections. And so going into 2016, Ghanaians had to do a better job at giving us the power. And those issues combined, I don't think you could attribute the performance in 2016 to those who were there acting. And then I made reference to say, we share on performance and then I heard 2020 performance now. Because then they were fully in charge. They conducted all the parliamentary primaries and also had quite some resources at their disposal. And they were power. They were access to all kinds of things whilst in power. And that was what I said in response to the question. But I feel that that is why the chairman is probably not even contesting again. The organizer has moved on to work as a CEO.
But chairman almost say why effective or be chairman of the party.
Well, it is not for me to sit here and pass judgment on Chairman Blaze's performance or that of he and his executives. That is why I pointed you to the party's performance in 2020 elections. And again, the rank and file of the party. In some people have a camabonti, you also have a KO FIE. But Yamea Dumna, Quenya be na you take your decisions, we na you call rounder. In some of the year, Fisam, you KO FIE, and party ma, a becca. Na, let us say a catch romo. Let us see you're pointing out from no more distance, a bra or more reorganization, or more day at two near my one sana, or Marco Abatoso. The main person may pass judgment on, Chairman Blay and the General Secretary and Obi. But me did say Chairman Blay did this why Anderson. That's why he's not going for re-election.
But definitely, we share a year 2020 elections and said your call year. Now also when you swadi who say that you be open so we are part of the national executive now. Lessons be wo SSA moho because 2020 elections in India when the pandits in the case say MPP you lost that elections.
No, I don't think so. We lost the election. As the election results, the home will be
you lost away no a bebu kasa
we lost our majority in parliament because the MPP caucus alone had majority in parliament. That yes, we lost, but we did not lose the election.
What is the cause? What finding out?
Majority is a party Nangasa needs wisdom for more committee. Any advisor, some for done. More quite problem. Not penny for good down, proposal on command of the in our home. I call a probo on mine. I call finding out what the causes of, if you want to call it anything, call it the near miss. Because I for some reason, there's a near miss. Will be a near miss. If you want to find out what caused it, it feels that report which the Safumafo committee has submitted to NEC and Council to tell us, to say the mini copy, what is in that report. If I say anything, I will be hazarding a guess. And me, myself, I've written articles and cautioned members of the party.
Yeah, the report might be the official. No, but yeah, be the official be findings. I won't be to be there.
Mama cautioned members of the party against pointing fingers without basis.
Okay.
But to me, anyway, near normal bakumiyenubi. You don't know why you'll be here. In a report like that, commissioned by the highest decision-making body of the party, will be better placed to tell all of us what happened. I'll be happy to have a copy of that. If I'm sure I'll have access to that report, and then it will advise what we will do going into 2024 elections. But certainly, I will urge people that when I reference you to look at the performance of the party in 2020, Nafa Jaji, the office holders, that one is a fact. The performance, the numbers are there that you had 169 seats, and it got reduced to 137. It is a fact that with your 137 seats in parliament and an independent willing to work with you, you still lost the speakership to the NDC. Yeah. These are facts. They are incontrovertible. So what I say, to me, my opinion, I may express. I did the whole plane. And who were the people responsible for this? It is the people in authority today. And I no more seven in America. Say, but ma those are the things I feel say I'm passe executives at certain levels of the party without cause no my those blames no emma omo nyina ye tu omo wi na yasan ko form abeka ho ni na yakọ tu na odi tu no asumdwe mu se de be ya o conference yan ko campaign obenya aboto ye mbia bedi wachi.
It is still what too many me be kwa na wadwen asesa the last time we be saw affirmative response names are yet tete one more person more contested for the general secretaryship edema MPP still bibia mu eya wakono se party ni bi to hwa obenya se obetwe otiapi
mame be na otwe miensa meto nkrafro no aba na fe ye disa nkomo ni yi bibia wo what is your pahontuma no bedu sa brand na say me consultations bibia I'm almost finished. Me go so me set data planning event na me de nsama tudwa.
Don't nsama tudwa. What to enu mutu.
Da no ba bia nka ba me de pa.
And once of the best weekend, don't find go say weekday. It's a per date Saturday.
What can me in weekend am?
Yeah, the weekend ba me na me Saturday better ma me pa. Na ma ba ma be tie won sama. Ba wo de betudwa na me gina so na me next
interview
yeah, because what you amount for said the amount for year no I said we social media swing from the flag bearership na eba from which I said the amount for a year no ama wo ho who ni say kwan ya wo mo fa so year no ni titi mo grassroots no so mo chitafo yi wo mo manage ni yie
how say be the kind breakdown of internal communication so to me, threats and intimidation can change human behavior. Oh, baby, you say form na oni nipa kokasa. Ya meti ha me kafa, ya me pese mi tu no kra no. Ati se mi tu no kwan ewia betumi akọ friends be jam ne enkoye campaign. So, akọ form awne party ma na ho na kokasa za prayer be bai e wo mo election mu anania asi party ne soro ho o si me support way we support we mama onye nnu ba bia se obako win a very difficult amamo e wo down ho somebody boom akoye election somebody from the top of the party I say okọ form awne party ma akokasa nti se o try na azumu na o we wan go ka we a e be you say we go say e be you say it doesn't work nia obehu no e nia apie abontiaba e bia social media na traditional media na dia doso na hyehyɛ nkrofo ho a da me ase ne party officers sene ade ade omote ho moko ho ntokwa ne atem didie. That is what it is ohwena obrano ase. The like I say very important party baby tiemia obehu say party ntokwa ne yakono sa appoint ntokwa.
Okay.
Pejakosra se mujaba from boko. It is mokono sesebe inwantin kwanu pu atoko wachia na mo de aba besi gan na sabe mo say enema se mo pejano boko sa appoint ntokwa no. If you say a dance boha nipa na epepre no bakope ena ebe wini bakono zunya wini a especially wa unipa wini no wa sudi kese se umpotamu a wo no ubetumi a rally party man di wachi mokwakoye campaign na yedi abuagu ndisi for iso enti a prayer no kase no enye amongst MPP4 between MPP and NDC.
All right. Jenny honorable Pariansa oye enkane mrashe bedwani wo suhum abato mpesua so na oyobi a meka se behwe petetakremu yi onya general secretary a obedi ewo MPP mu ono na ye no edi nkomo ewo neat 100.9 so enti onim some party money behind this granted di nyina ne fa ebi complaining about the current leadership of party no ewo ema sabembu aba na no na kwakwa say party bia wa bemu a o face similar challenge. How do we deal with those disgruntled party members, especially when we were the grassroots?
Ampa call campaign, call elections more. I'm joining the campaign. Obia won the aspiration entia or the ebe join. Obia won the reason entia or the ebe join. Me gidi say ya ba ban mu na ya mamuo no ya toto niama yie no bie opportunities bebree ema the population of the country at large our party mai so omoka ho. So what I say, the important thing for me is a party in between a mechanism or they making sure say that nipa di party yachi between any opportunity and also access some of these opportunities are buying or a creative. I remember saying one of the things I am at here about buying BB almost online. Now, next campaign and even online. When the party ma engage here, you hear a lot of these things. And when I meet them, I try to explain say maybe a technology I do and maybe a year corner. It is inevitable say some of these services in terms of applications will be dealt with online. Right? But what is lacking is the effort on the part of party structures. On which me facilitate is our normal way. I'm a party man. So whom other be an ankasi party office, Crabo party office, home party office. Yen to me and set it up internet facilities with a computer there, with Wi-Fi near there. A party man to me alcohol now easily. Apply BB with somebody there guiding them. Will be or say basic communication in English and I be known to me. But it be only IT skills.
Yeah.
The online at the end of crowd a challenge a man. Unya IT skilled person back whom be in all these offices. They will be able to help facilitate, and some of them will be able to actually qualify and get access to some of these portals and some of these employment opportunities. The party nankasa ewo asudie yebe match what the party in government is doing by making sure say we are creating parallel tools and avenues. I bet you my party ma access opportunities are buying no a creating. Certainly the party has a role to play.
All right. Now, Mami, messages be on the Facebook. Hmm. Okay. We say the strong man himself, Odei Martin, and na Okasei. We say no one the ag builder, Kokomlimli no wo, Ose McJerry. Ask him what does he have for the party full soldiers, grassroots, the youth, and the party welfare. In him say what address here? Because MPP needs someone who can unify the party and make it great and strong. Yeah, okay.
I share his sentiment, and if you listen to me carefully, BBBR Americana is driving towards building a unified party.
Unified party.
Yeah, that is why me too for several contest cry. You're careful how you address issues with your opponents. So the area over to me, boom. The same way in America, I support people up the ladder. So I'm how I'm mobile campaign for those people. So whoever wins, you know, over to me, I go for a say. Enko party campaign ma yeah winning our representative party no you know as for some of the issues concerning internal party matters no beka say medical can say e wan some kind of bonti and ya what dia can ofie exactly say a brain do na ampa so ampa meko contest na party mana sans some form ho no I'll be meeting them and addressing these issues directly to them. Okay. I don't believe that we should make social media and traditional mass media the means of communicating our party issues. I made that point earlier. So we should recognize party internal channels and we should strengthen those. Indeed, by the same token, no, let me what be at the party now. Better in my view. Meshia party mana me nyoma disa uncommon.
Where the Jetons Apemesu Samuel. Also honorable Paransa is the answer. Breaking the age without this man being our next general secretary is impossible. Let's all vote massively for honorable Paransa. Now, when so say my name is Juliana Abdullahi. Osebra, please tell honorable Paransa that he should listen to this message with rapt attention. A message in the Wakakro. The name so about who said him. I say I have patrolled in need of him to support me pay my daughter's fees at Pantine nursing training. I went to his house in Medina. I couldn't find him. Tried several radio stations but failed. I'm in his constituency and still campaigning for him. He should support me as a single mother with 800 Ghana cedis. I have mobilized about 90% of the fees, but he's my incoming general secretary. But tell him that this party Syria collectors are really suffering. And what are his plans? Depending on what you watch, because but tell a message in one says what on
incidentally, I'm hardly in Accra. Obia himself because me on cry. Like me fear won't cry. Is what I mean. Na Ed Accra. The whom no cause why you know whom me and me sure say I'm for crab.
But you can also work constituency more so
you can say I was whom the other me on cry.
Mami Juliana or say Ota was home pa the
number no this Sunday and as
one find the number and count to Julie open for number can meet me for the why Juliana for number can home. And now Austin or Henny back or day or said the man is really good. MPP need this man to steer the affairs of the party. Or also and or the way I bear. A lot of WhatsApp messages say what but Metro said who says that my home and blinking. I met you for no swab no money what do and come kakraba so far we share a party stands. Now we share 1 year after 1 year on our second term. O party no etisen ye de mam. Who 3 years ahead of you answer ya tuaba etisen ye de mam.
Well, party na buy now.
Abine, yes, abine. Then no one relating to the party itself.
Okay. Like I said, any say abine be in its first year no. Notwithstanding say it's a continuing government, but when the president took his time to finalize the appointments. Clearly, I remember the last year was declared as the second year of the Year of Roots.
Yeah, Year of Roots, part 2.
Part 2, and truly, no, offer mining because of. What is whom who cry because whom do courage with them. Utufi circular. Boom do carry sa ko si apedwa Johnson. So, it clearly second year no eko ye. Na ekwan ba kokra unim me hu ya me hu dream me. Eye ufri adesu eko bodwase. Enim se unim kwan American ya.
Adesu to bodwase.
Bodwase.
No, how them say me.
It was one of the worst roads in this country. And
a central region bodwase.
Central region bodwase. Ufi Adesu Eastern region. Bodwase. It's just about 15 minutes drive.
Wow.
Yes, but it was so bad. Did I could not make call Winnie Bako was way by a program. Yeah, one of them invited me to come and talk on roaming issues in West Africa. And I'm also whom I'm a Google. Tell me which is the shortest path between Suhumne Winnie. Yes, I did you me afa Adesu to Bodwase. I'm saying, boy, a quite way there. Last time I'm a fast so was about 2013. Oh baby, na quite me call Sopon or just try me about school ameba. Now me better as what traffic in more around Winneba side. Be if I over fast rate drone. Said they are quite a year men. Even for hobium, but how much I feel me said there. Google Lake I'm some trying. Me TC quite is what.
How you can know?
Oh, in fact, I quite say a poem hope for no bo mutim no de to nanado.
Adesu to Bodwase.
Bodwase road do there first. One of these weekends I have way free no. It said the best ram rules na men drive on fa. Na oh, it clearly first year no make say the focus on roads no eguso because there are some roads even in my constituency me who say machines guso a omo yeso adwuma e hye me nkran say if you have for me 16 years my prayer say nka ban abeba be amaye ya nye but in the last year me who say omo frase a omo yeso adwuma ti like I say no dey akoyi yeah and me gidi so say several aspects of governance. And a referee who be brave say normal be brave or how mine bar in 2017. I was starting implementation air course, but because it is in progress, we take it for granted. The be a school now man for struggle for a school fees to go and pay. So cool.
Okay.
All those things are gone because we've continued implementation of free SHS. What I am praying for is a bind bill back to Parliament. I crystallize free SHS. So the be president in legacy will be cast in law. What I say. And Tisana Grofui can't Grofui as mammy can't Grofui.
About we are sure say about me about so free SHS.
Obi betumi aba se onfa law nto ho a na wa start abayama de na ijija so wa start say schools yi on mo musika school focus school a inputs aban de ko school ntare aduane mattresses na de aban de ko schools mu a eboama ade na ye adwuma no na wa start starve schools of those things o mabafi omo complaining uko school mo na teacher for complaining o man for na best start akase ade no cry ntwam so the important say bind the back parliament the mra be protected legacy way. It's very important. So now ADMP pay between the time of free teachers war and a brand any you can see the burden of taking off parents. If you say be a school, easy. The request you have for support, a man for my pass genuinely now will be a bia kakra kra de bebo akola ma akola tumi akosu na
And can edit.
nti sabre sa no money nyina afri until we are just taking it for granted. If we say the government is not working, but the government is working to sustain all these good policies, the restoration of allowances. But you know, gusu koso.
Yeah.
To the extent say they say 2-3 months now la one koya. Hey, now people are up in arms. Now wala wana e delay no, as opposed to the ani ekwemu no. Which one do you fancy? So what I say, you know, I take all these things sorry, for granted, but I can sit here and recount policy after policy of a bino, which is going on very well. But some now okay about party mass sometimes getting frustrated. As a jama party a binary party no, it's not doing well. The government is doing well. Important thing is to make sure say party manati a situation as a mind. Party mano buy into the agenda and the situation of government. Oman kasa ne be defend by no position.
Okay. I need 100.9. Brian, now when honorable Frederick Opariansa when no inni enkomo. Oye MPP enka mrashe bedwani ewusu hum about one person so na mekoso aka ne se peteta kremu no so no ope general secretary ewo MPP mu o se me man 3 weeks so obekọ anonko no o de betudwa ba me I can say obekọ until 3 weeks in the so no metimi aka say obekọ operate the general secretary position no ewo MPP ma me ka so say mabedwafo no so ewa ha ene ayawa so West Central mo chairman owa ha MPP chairman ene owa ha say ayawa so say na me so me the West ne Central na ba beka o e tautology pa ni ayawa
I was West Logo.
Ayawa Central. Ayawa Central MPP chairman Besma Boateng ewa ha Oti region so de uduru ho a na Abraham Boafo ono so ewa ha say iti wo mo so me no besin ko na barasa na nyekwa amane so na mempeke ye also we thought ye ni honorable Fred Oparansa edin komo on several issues wadwe nchire ewa 03022 43540 03022 57902 03022 57902 na yenye also wadwe nchire madwe
Major to my day.
Ete say also for mame
I don't my day.
Yetio
So my day the make a chair honorable operan and akunya na atofi. The balance abra prayer baba. Na mentene mo ase ne tindidi di se ntini fulu ba bua mi na efi. Na de ni bitan se ebra ko kuma so. O se ka former APC ko mtu to abamidia. Omo ye wa amendment to be anke. No no former MP no tanye candidate o general secretary. Se ba to omo je to ma obeto abamidia na se on to be. O na chire ma ju nti aya na we yi ma.
Yo, meda say we are delegate na jina abatu mu a wotu bi o. Say fa say we are delegate na abadu sign contest bi. Obekwa to be by in any case. Obechiro mo. Bacho majo.
Champion McJerry.
Nana mo akuyeti o.
McJerry anyime nyamia su bi nka ho.
Nka
Na again so kamia me former MP owosu mu. Mimi fierce boy na no fi su mu e de. No ebo hye. Me manafisia panso McJerry o hwe asema ya papa opale ansa aka na nyimre ya so what say oye mature politician as we be the MPP ni be the secretary so ababua party ni papa because me be de say obey the secretary our MPP party na me fi sunu e onu sunu na me fi sunu yi but e be na ko wa me se mepre asana hu o me ya na bo opale ansa na anu ya me be nya admission ewole McJerry na nka me call owusu be be call owusu nipa na guni fia all blow no McJerry me na bu McJerry me na me kwa me san san be because nipa ndo so do nda me be ko kan ho a na be hard ndi me san meti enti adan na oyo osu wa bonten so me se so obekọ so aye no owi ni so as general secretary so a on ka say you sira kwati bi wo a ye bo patri mu dawuru a party ni entwe ni enhwe a ye be me se say Obanso a na je me say ba obanso a Senior, National Nasala, Ababa, next record for us and Nasala Bana, or so almost 2 Abano. Yes, circle so my way, I be about to start. Yes, young to be. Yes, yes, a war partner. Yes,
okay. That's same. And also with you. Mebacho Majo.
Honorable Mache.
Nana, honorable Fredo Paransawaha.
And I was honorable Precope.
What the mammy I made you honorable, dear say, yeah.
We do Jam Kota for Pompo.
You was also Casava. You, what do you do?
I bear Shepa with the tie for him.
Oh, Tafon Hennedy, I said, Massive.
Ah, yeah, 100%. Minimum will be the MP water for who are created Obeyama.
What's it?
Mike, my memo about so. Let's know, my chia incoming president, Dr. Mahmoud Baumia. And chia papa, chia, you are Damoa. The Juma point, can a Juma, Uncle Swa, the Chiana Papa, Nana, Menchia, Yawa, Yawa, on the Chian. Marty, Mamenchia, Miami Wafa, or Pariansa. Bring your idea, but you can't nipa Marjorie almost some year. Yeah, Papa of Pariansa. I say, why can't one free MP? Because MP on Saturday MP. My guy said, so go to some for I didn't know what that MP because MP is still here to swing Yano. What you saying? Tell me, yes, who MP, because who comes, who
okay.
Martin. Yes, said. I saw free MP also, but no, one class.
Okay, may I say, obituary, no, size we crown beside the pain. Bebacho Majo?
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Where Munkaila Jonas?
Okay, you too.
That's it. Matissa was in Abraham studio.
Why?
Abraham Waff.
Oh, Abraham Waffle, wow. And Joe Bettenica.
Na first panel, my friend, but
okay, I enjoy Bettenica.
That's it. I'm talking to you, Chia, honorable, I'm not going to boy. You'll be a Michiano. Alabama, a movement is stronger than appetite. And people over the reality. I did the home. Chia, honorable friend, or Paris answer. Oh, your party no, but there you present breaking it. You see a breaking it. Because it's not being more. Yena it's me ma faso eso me continue wiem to aba. Since 92 party be anyone more flagship program back up which me roll out 10 NPP.
Okay.
Then you buy it to me no honorable friend of Paransa is a fine gentleman. He's a very fine and then I'm reading the profile. Me who say who fly and say me all bus to you know. Because reading the profile and he's a learned man. Let's try this campaign now for table out, you know. On a different campaign. On finance and grassroots, you know, on delegate, you know, waiting a neighbor, devoid of attacks, because the party is a family. To go say, be self pursuit MPR. But Jerry, sorry, at the end of the day,
okay,
let them commit damage control.
That's it.
Na campaign will be in piano at the end of the day, I come say if you have a communifa.
Okay, may I say, I mean, we were Mebacho Majo.
Mr. Jerry.
Yes, sir. I think I'm about to Mebacho one you.
Mebacho, you're fairly, and I do
it. And I do it, okay, as a free.
Mebacho, because I don't come in Peswazo.
Yet you.
Anyway, my memoir Abaso. Na memo former MP of Sum, Mr. Opalia and Sanso Abaso. Na minchia, you were a line chairman thing. every party there also party ni cha ameno so a ye hye wadi onyam na ye nya ye hu se du ala mre ala time ni ala mre ni enti yo se beta da chi am wa be di every party n'anim because every party ni you know abre asom party na che e lie by lie ye di me mo obi metra lie no mo be tigi party ni any kan anyi da Magari men tak opare asa say obesity aji ni say your secretary here dey baba general secretary no and you betray am waba na you say mu bi dey you tie ho asi wo say you be adwumasom e dey aboa no because we parliament paying why MP for so many years onim dia obetimi edi pass them as general secretary no am apart na akon kan because obanso Magari na me prime minister ye call ya emu anna ho ebinim di ya wa enne agotia seat ahwede ye oba as general secretary na no road you no ba
okay
so be ni dia oba onye fair na prime minister no omiemu no bianti ni nkobi ulu so wa lusu ye hu zampa sa on oppose then sa master taxes na omo ye na di no na agotia seat ene for me na seat eye basare ye mesra oba onfa na sum
okay
remember skedi when him call it I kind of do when the na part na ejano na omo nti woni fresi akoles no na akoles no nso ebre papa na sira akoles edimo omo ye bo party no
all right better say any odi am afalas bato amado
yeah
it's you
we did the cake now so what was it you feel
echi
one part of my na mo go you freeze down ana ko ko se no
Kasa yetio.
Ayi na mo mi kasa me chire wo ba no ayi na fisu. Mi tie mi bra na mi papa mi nua no mi nu mfi wedi. Opare na me tia no. Anyi mi na me che interview be mu na mu bra wo bi sa no question na you know. Oto say ana ade su bo ya se kwa no. Waye na ade don bi sa na aburitu so mu kwa no se here na ye na. Ana fe so wa ba yo say on a free education ba ko sia nti so bi san say mobile no wo ye free education so ko adai ahina mu si a mu fe no ko school mu se sia na e se no so bi san na won che ko adai do we si a mu fe no se bi wo se
me gaje
mi so bi san
me za question bia
se no ka se era o be no se na won ba no school na ba ko si na mobile no school ada hin na mo si na fe so bi tan say 4 years e be twem no na se mo sa fe say won say o se yi na we so bi tan say o mobile no o si na mo abo na ba ya twem no mo so abo bo se mobile no bo se se ba ko fa no so ga so bi kanu na won che so bo se no o bo se mahama na say
it will maybe anyway, Mate. Me that say. Yo, Mate, me that say. Say, and you now better direct the focus of my interview, but anyway, also we interested in it. Me that say. Yo, me that say. Thank you very much. Me that say. Next time, become a production team. Who know about the require say be first interview. Why? Me that say. Bema wawari me ensa. I'm saying you don't back okra usu humo ana ensa humo. Majo.
Me me jiso.
Yetu abo you say.
Yo, me ya debi am ko. What do you want to do? What do you People kata dey yesra ne obakura umu bakono abo bi sema so mu waka central na mama mi chia mi papa Steven ayesu team mu di mama podi no ano tam na so yete la kidi te ni na bi buaje mi chia unyina na me papa yi mi chia papa mi di ne voice da this is the first time I hear the voice of radio say if you say no you say obi ebi lu ki kase no papa we die untu ko ni ko prince of tra ho abotira wanya wo yi nse wonu ba ku yi o this is new program man no wo mu ya de papa no we ya turu be kan ye de ne o je anu to ho na ti olu su ya o ba radio so o si ke de wo bo nipa kasa na ni bo de ni le ki ache no em se de nipa who one kweta ne Professor John you go on go say you can say delegate delegate and that one you need papa yi go e man to e do to a enko betu aboa pa
okay
o si o ko de na secretary omra ne yesu ye ken
medase
ye campaign mano ne bi dase
medase ehana mede eye afre no AC we say McJerry, good evening. I'm happy to see my boss in front of you. He's the one that we need if MPP wants to break the 8. I'm one if it's a free as a man can say, and or the buyer. Well, so we are fine gentlemen, and you have the plans. I'll be to the address. Also, what are your plans to address the concerns of the party grassroots? I'm saying no, we are no, in some that are ways. So say, honorable Paransa. The people's choice. Okay. That I say, Gladys, we all different pattern house home and on so at the bar here. Okay, it is honorable. And then I will catch a year or party for said ya work out party reorganization. Baba Bekoso said your party ma a bit me a support to a year this exercise here the money series of elections here the money. Na my party na gina na so what can be say impose obeba person obe inherit a weak party. What are you telling your party support?
Well, I'm say and common be brain no idea no call party reorganization yi ehwara. The American Roman is the big D kan kan no a party akonya bia wo bia no eno na ato o pray say a polling station, say electoral area, say constituency, region, now mpo national no. Kwanya obefaso the ebe prepare no. It can even affect wajuma sabe oko obekwa akoye. Very important say obefa kwan paso the prepare na unko kan sema mfata mfa unuya ho, especially the temptation social media, any traditional media. Some ba hai nanka bisa me na mi bu nsam gu menuanom so na me kasa etiomo kwanya emfa biako ye emre taking up a party position no obroni say it is not an end in itself. So and yet ya me hwehwe ni say me pre party position na mababa ye party official akeke me hwehwe say me ji position ne dia amede baba ye adwuma ma party no atumi atena aban mu nti enu nti na ma kwan a obefa so na obekọ akotena sa akodwa no so no very important senka ye an end in itself there and I hope pray say the TBA na ojiwi awaji, but because only part of the process, a bigger goal and say the party na betena aban nti obi biara wo kwakọ pray party position bia sa abre no asa de no endi wanimu kai na hu se aya obefa so akọji to me no eno ene be define aya obetumi afa so aye adwuma de aboa party no.
All right,
me we say party ma very well obia mi nani manani na ho so wo na me nko election we nwie na afi ma Jerry be fra obi say e ko sen o se nkrofo na bu me bukata o ma bu bukata dia ya de ma wa hwa na nka be ndisi foi
abebu bukata
nti obia manani na ho said you be wie no.
Yeah,
it will be say you lose you lost because you had to lose.
Okay,
monso a adwuma ne hye monsa no monye fair said you mekan in applying the rules you be biara said you be ya obi ko no no su kodi nkugu a obeji atum say obode homode said it is so bonyina the loss no enye because obi akobu ne bukata, but it is only because the electorate no feel say the other person no is the better choice ana omato aba amano na watu media akomapa akwakodisa ni nua naji ye de nkabom ni biako ye akwakofesi enuanu mandisi for no in 2024.
All right, and then you may yet as say Babeka ye ho we need to 100.9 Torchlight you so yankopon ya adoma me no be say hia biom ni de most of the questions are pending on madaka mo no e ade am bibisa ye hisa questions so no it for now yeah the base yeah we show well and so say when is wadi hu say opesa wo pre general secretary position ewo MPP mo yeda say
nso me da wase pa mo nkoso ne nyoma pa mo ye de boa oman da wase
yakopon shram haye need 100.9 ye ne honorable Frederick Oparansa or your former MP so whom about one person so na or sign eye obi a obepre say obegina as the general secretary ewo MPP amanyoko mo no na me no edi enkomoyim abedafo no ha ayawa so central chairman of the MPP Besma Boateng ewa ha Abraham Boafo ono nso otiru one of us here deputy regional communication director officer, right? Okay, deputy regional communication director officer the man NDC ewo oti region ono nso ewa ha say ye baba be di nkomo ya analyze economy kakra ye man panyin wakasa ne de ye kra sa de otudwa say economy the air rebound say the mmiri o kan ye ne say ono no say sabe ye hwere nipa ontimi nsanfa nipa man kwan biem na emom economy ne tete pansama eno de ye betimi sa de aba biem eti ye behwe ye ne ebanyifu e ba be di nkomo e de afa ho sisi ye Higher needs 100.9 you call your name a year. Okay. Your name a year on honorable Federal Parents say we into Sabri. I be your phone number had so you know money come away. I was a central chairman Edema MPP Besma Boateng BB yet say. Oh, Nyamiadu. I was central no me say.
Say dedi kan me chewati fu.
Jevo Joseph.
Na be de Nyamia say odi afifufro odi ewremu. Na ye koba nyina ye ntiatenka boni bia mse e de asada kese be menya kopon na ye was central so nyamiadum bibia e koso sende ese ko so we constituency etiti da ya ye was central ye nka ho bi ene nyina kire enipa wodi anim won say in politics wo good leader na o yo bi odi nipa bom na one ne chairman DC MC omka bom a omutimi adwin bom ama baby on pese om de constituency ni kodu ana say adwumadi ade om no pese om de kodu no o tim de ko and sa na ekoso aya was central
obesa ko biem
nyame aduma ye be ko
nyame aduma besa gina on iso aya was central Besma Boateng de kasa no I say yera Henry Court say ne regional minister constituency no good all right next time we see you be do hon komo
no problem
you be bo hon komo yi pa
no problem
oti Abraham eze
Unia
na Richard na yes okonya kwenche
Richard nya slightly motor accident na say onya hand dislocation kakra I think say covering
okay
because me I'm returning from the region just yesterday the call regional national outreach bia otimi nafa konya iso na me da me regional chairman honorable John Kwajojo Apona na ye MPs no a omo woti nyina especially honorable John okay bless honorable Geoffrey Kini honorable Abuajini nko ina edomasi for the massive support for the program.
Okay,
I can't leave out Madam Enyona Mensa or a NEC member. She played a very pivotal role in. And Mr. Prosper Huetu, Deputy Director of Research, a party, more idea. But it was nice going to tea and then Omutie. Until the next time, say, but in our exercise, be a person must about tea. Now, because we have really enjoyed their working with them.
Okay.
Namachia, the incoming president of the Republic, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, and the retainable national chairman of our party, Elder Dr. Fosuan Pofo. So, Namachia, will be a program.
All right, you one more edge so. Permission say FM3 Bismarck, Mona Mowo Abemo. Na economy and finance minister the Yakasai. The economy the sign age 99 so. Regardless of a year downward trend, Bloomberg ne fetch one more day a year one more reaching said the buy or my pennies wakasa. I watch them you sick as a metro to ye. But I know man for that to say. I am okay the a year reality of from no. Saying that it's here so far. Assurance is a year free president and the finance minister ho. The economy back. That should be a 100 mile.
Yeah, Mr. Dossy be my. I'm say economy dear Ghana for ye tise bebree kan na Roma ye din Ghana ye din. And so obi a onim sika sem ho adwuma no. And on the basis of how to develop a nation or how to develop economy. Into omo nim sika sem ho enhihye no munim say so ka say wo chichire o man na wo chichire sika sem a you hear the basis, you need the basis. The basis na here no. You started from 2016 and year ba no. 2017 abeje akunya na you started here. Ana efofia anto ata ya real COVID e bebu omu. Eti COVID ni bebu omu no ema oman no konachi. Enye oman Ghana nko a the whole world e kan ba bi America crowd for trend there. Oman lose a job over thousands of jobs and for elusu America. Ama America is saying for omo no adwuma like omo ye omo adwuma kasa no more than thousands and elusu omo adwuma. And they attributed it to COVID e buy. And individual so omo ye adwuma so omo adwuma so omo elusu e bebre. Enti Ghana is not an exceptional case. Ghana is part of the say chronic year by we are see. And it says say COVID so enko ye. Enti enim say na etie bia esunsun sanso no de e wo honum yenya enhili maninsi. And so yes ye da omampanyi Akufo-Addo ase pa. Ene omampanyi abedi eche ye papa Baumia. Ye do masipa si yenya nipa bi sei. Omo dwen ma oman no. Every nyina omo pese Ghana beyond aid now omampanyi Akufo-Addo si na ni so no. Si 200. Ade ntina me kasa. They say economic na cause they say an for complain says kasem aye den ade no. When she share ko person or the babe bo man ase. They say o man me penny percent ko and she share ba say na be ya Ghana yen depending on foreign aids. Because me no nim say LGBTQ emra e parliament house say aye kai. Enche say emra na ye ba be pass. Na Ghana beyond aid anything. Ye dua ni ebedi o ma wem ye yen hihye se ebetimi generate income ebetimi dey sustain your budget me dem e can be say levy a ebe so NDC phone pay fair say I'm not doing the NDC MPP but I'm where when I'm able to say NDC phone pay fair say see say ye pese ye tena o ma wem ni yen etimi develop o man no ye kwan ye nkwaji loan en free abrochiri ho. Because if I say the Mraba a bit here, any a home near man. Them ray, yet the ball my we pay, we cease to receive funds from foreign aid. We ain't think of World Bank, ain't think of IMF, ain't think of BR for foreign because you say, Obia, obeyed Shemra will come say own support to know. Oh, this is
but me just say, yeah, in its entirety, but it be some of the. You're very supporting the win.
Support will be why you got for you. I don't know follow trend now. You got for you. Later they went back to Supreme Court to revert the law. Because almost says no
repercussions and also
no prescribing World Bank. It's a 4 billion or so. We say so we na sanom konyes can movie. And I say NTC for some chire yensa. because see as yamfa ekwan bi so between generate income Ghana betimi ayusu ono an sika dia atwia ne wekeska Ghana betimi nya ono an sika dia develop roads ayeye Ghana betimi nya ono sika dia atwia school fees ayeye no free senior high school ya definitely we are going to depend on foreign aid as a see no say nya ye budget ho asem wi the next agenda say LGBTQ ho asem eba ezan say achichiro say unni source of income ade develop o mine it's a banana say LGBTQ so one fan copper and push here where evil Ghana for you. It's a bar or see a copper. Now copper sim na ni wi a road na why budget so person you no be die. School dan na usisi no obedesi. School free na school na ye no ye be da ni aye. Enti omampanyi percent etimi ye etimi agigi skafi ye ho because country be yes and them no ka say Dubai.
Yeah.
O come more Krecheska. It's a Udu Buso Bia call Dubai, Christmas no Dubai, catch. It has never been like that. Dubai, Mako device every O Kwaunchiashi, Mobe Kwaba, and Nami no Kasei. Bring ye, Namu Dubai, and Nami no Kasei.
Before you enter.
Before you enter.
As
yes. Akolakra never crack on Kobichia. Because COVID no and she said, "Bomb safe no motomoka." There's other hotel, first Grand Hotel. Your shutters are dini pako eba. Say hotel no, shutter no do be airport. Ako fa metro. Ako twe sika fa metro no do ako shopping mall. Obi a develop strategy a obetimi de anya sika e dey rebuilding the country no. Sika no ma hwe no. Na dentina say o mampanyi nyame asum. Enwa be ma ye papa honabo kenuforiata da ye say Ghana ye ntimi nkoto fuel mu because already fuel no esro ha na eko. Ekwa be fune betwen nye sika dia support ye mai ene ye nhwe na mombo yi ebia etino ka se mobro afo ne dia so we obi a at least ultimate send more than 3,000 within a month here. That means you are not a poor person, you are not a pauper. So ultimate send will be 3,000 within a month. And to obi a day ultimate send 100 cedis no wo de untwa ho hwe. Now ultimate send more than that no. Yen hwe bibi kakra se na bi betin their support to EMI no. Na bi a yen depend mostly on foreign aid. Danias. Oh my. Enya Jerry.
Yes.
Enti Ghana ye pese ekɔ nanim ana se pese ekɔ nanim. Ye pese ekɔ nanim. Le kwan ye be pese betu ekɔ nanim se ye nyina ye boa se na bi o man be ekɔ nanim. Na ye nkososo nneema bi a ense so na Ghana benya sunsanso bone. Oman bia reform ye kwan ofaso obuni man se am no kase. Oman bia no ho se na omo ye omo nneema sa na omo ye no. Because ewiase ne kɔ nanim ana nneema esesa. Enti nneema esesa na ewiase ne kɔ nanim esa osesa. NDC for a cremu assist some na drink Ghana for home more. Pinya ye ba aban mu na say ukoye duty a. Omo penye kufu ado budget wo de buy first. Second one no ka say o de ye okra ne ma ba o ma wi mu na ukoyi a. O de car ba 80% off. I don't know so okay ya. 2018
benchmark value discount 2019 e ba.
And e buy so omo ready 2018 and
2020 2019.
Enti my NDC for anyom say eso mo na ekomo Ghana for Ghana no eda MPP for akoma so eda mo penye kufu da akoma so
and so mo be mabobosia bebre na ye hu capital expenditure mo capex no e wo form no atire ne covid ba ye mo de bibia e ko she covid nso ye bibia na se mo de ko she
covid na e ba na me ke covid na Ghana nko we so obi otu kwan ko fa na mo China before covid na container fee 40 feet container was less than $4,000. And now me know say container fee our China is almost $15,000. Who bet me afraid obi ofa name or China be kan actually. And they say economic crisis now about after COVID no. And I say within COVID no. It's everywhere. Enye Ghana nko. But ye say ye minimum say bia China study other countries no and I say ye follow them. And you who says a Ghana and Kwan, you who train. Okay, the way manage Ghana, pa, and Kagana, dear, Yakoya Nimbe Bray, as in other countries. Ghana folk Bray, or the way I manage economy, or COVID time. The container of $4,000, then I could do almost $15,000. One article, no Kabeka say. And to say, they say, go be a some coach and Kofanema. Say, COVID by a movie and to China. Ubia Crania man. ana China for so minimum advantage no ma take you say dey yo container before COVID na $3,800 them no can say it's almost 15,000
shipping lines no what mo hunu say normal because volume of goods are one de ba no swat but the cost now ship on the beba na
yes enye Ghana no na yama enema cost ro e wo honum it's on back on say $4,000 no go for $15,000 say na obeye no enti nema bi I don't know say a chire mo man Ghana for no dodo na tiga eti o mpenye kufu adrase e say economy na say na manage ne there is on the right direction bi bie ni ho a afri mu na sanka yanhia o mampenyi papa bi se kufu ado ena bia ka
ba sasa mo ka ana this for no mo nya adwi
o mo ni nya adwi
because kwa say no dey mo conjecture keke
no it's true mami and me renew my passport you want no more send message say passport na
yeah
express
okay any Accra Digital Center and Digital Center when is he
enkane no na ntisa say obi onya quick money shey botom no onya say sika ni biem so different the person will say kroma yedin say otumi tena de no check on ema eba economic benefit na bi no onya say sika no be show botom ko say economic benefit o but you have digitization na mampenya pamia the vice president de buy a easy tension bebre oni paso say me no ti o kra de ba port obetumi atena fe no check duty beba no hu eti enkofa obi nsem anu a charge you say before the agent no kwanu sika akwa deda enka no nim eti ko agent ka se twia se no se okwa akotwia eti ati bed bi afi importer so ati bed bi afi yen eto ade so because niam ne bo anya din a ipa no fa meso ye so ba ne bo ye din o ba beso ye so eti ka economic benefit a e was so many ways a o man no nya ho fa so but obi oti port wo enka no be ko no ho no wa twono we a show iso de bibi she ade asansa na de man ene onya se sika ne bio eti okwadwuma ba na enka no onya 1000 cedis a ene onya 1000 eti obeka se kroma yedi enka ne na se Porsche car se enko to papa no omtoto de cheche ne ade se enti biem because be a loose money be nipa no onya no se onya se sika ne biem eti se nipa ko no obeka se kroma yedi enso bia na genuinely no from no me no mie no bia kakra yenya no bosumi bia yedwuma di twa ne ye manage ne se na beso yen ebia akohibra bia nkane na obi bo no se onya kwan mo biem enti obeka che se kroma yedi krom no de obi anka se krom no bibia is smooth no obi obeka se bibia is smooth no ba ko nim de eko bibia nya se ne ye pe no but in a way no enhihye ya finance committee no e de atudwa enhihye ya president finance minister Dr. Baumia ni the team no de atudwa no boa se o man ye betimi eyi ye ho afri ahokyere bebree mu na yetimi ebu o man no ama Ghana fo anya ho faso anko man bi anke beka se o se free senior school ye ba e kra ne se ne ho akyere de anke ntwem na se nurse fo ne teacher fo allowance ki ntwem but o man panye akufo de hu se enipa bi o ho no ma okota training okọ nursing because of bi alawa kakro binya de ahye ni obo ye brilliant pa but o ni obi obe support no into all this o sa restore say allowances no se si ya okoyi free ho no ma npa ko beda ko school obu okọ first term a obnabusiafo nyina bram ho aso manyes kama na de akọ onya korram wi o depend on allowances alawa na eba no o depend on the atwa na yiso eti ko man bia ana say we nhye obi onim se ne manage economy a anka covid ba ko begina so stop niam bebre social intervention bebre an ko be stop say because say covid diabetes can you so man penya ko faro ntisa aso de enyai because ye chichire o man it will chichire o man so definitely you pass through hardship. It is a hardship and education is the key to every country success. America for na edi o machi ni UK ni ade no they started basic education say free and then you know mo ye e bia o mo fam no o mo so fire answer and na obi anya ho faso yen mi say o ko prisons o ko fire service o ko police the basic qualification secondary school obu onu ma nanka enye say free senior school yo mo penya ko fado di ba ya anka na busu nkran ko bia ko secondary school da enso na am no kasai esan se e ba enti onya bi ko ye be da manage ya nhwe na de ese ye de bo o man no ye ntimi entu ho na mo a ye ma no daachi na be affect ana ye pese ye titi ye ma ye pese ye hwese na ye be ye ma no benya daachi na se ni ho a o ma besi ana mu o tina na adwu ko kira wo he age if you nkora na eba na ya enya mo panya kufa da ke ahwe ke bia ke home da because quick money abesi o mo nsem but mo panyi say no obi anya basic education mi wie ni secondary school bibia pese odi ni bia no eyi yet wo ma wem ana IMF edin hye to endi saban so ani ntimi fe eni pe wie school from 2012 mo anya djuma nyom nyina atena ho enye se miracle mo panyi ekufa do baaye eni hye papa mo de baaye no yeyi se o hye no efi honum no na nipa eni adwuma dɔɔso ana nipa eni adwuma dɔɔso no untimi fa da 1 year 2 years 3 years entimi employ obi ya eno ni sinsanso a yehu ni na sɛ nkrofo ka sɛ nipa wie school di dada o munya adwuma ye sɛ nipa no wie school di dada na wanya adwuma sɛ ka adwuma ko anya anye obenya bia ye adwuma ni what that time na aban adwuma bia mfa nipa ɔman panyi kufu ado baaye ɛna ye bie sɛ kwano to a start fa nipa a enne me no ka sɛ ye fa police for bebre ye fa immigration ye fa fire service it is enkas enchihye papa ni kwan mu na economy ne nya ankasa akonya ne kema indications na tie sɛ akonya enidaso ho magana because omampenya kufa be fa akonya no waboa amene obi anya dwuma ye napkofo aye fa wo na senya napkofo mo wo a district assembly ni municipal nyina no omanya permanent work ya fa wo
wo mu nyina
omo district assembly
okay district assembly
yes and the local government omo appointment letter pay na pede it will be to no kaze omani di moyedi because ebia na meka no ebia loose man bia na minya no na minya otu we first ebia obi betimi ehun obetimi crash wa de no ba kono kwa wonya no de abechew because ebia bia ya digital say na menua honorable operation say kan bi say recruitment kwa digital ebia short we are now faso di boa obi no say wonya na de aboa obi say do we ka say consistent mu ansa na say one consistent no abedenya enti menua say oman be gina foundation no ana omampanya kufuado ene na ban building which is digitization na say digitization ya so mu me say be boa oman enchichire ama oman etimi akonanim ama etamo kama obi a betwa tax a on fail class wo twa tax because obi a wotin number is a be akra woni tin number wontimi ye bibi ma ne ye is a person oye supplier e de bibia kugu platform so the procurement authority no di bibia kogu so te say nyesa fe na akoto tender edus na qualifier e de ba wa apply through online edus so qualifier ya for the amount eti un pay na pede he okay timi ya nhwe se na ebetimi aboa na adwuma papa o mampanyi kufu ado ye no betimi abo ne deru ama manse hu fine bibia nko so se na ye obia pe no ana nye obia so na benya ne se na ope no but in a way no ye hwe average a eye
okay high need 100.9 Abraham Buafo Abraham
oyene
adena ase mo wo se na ko mani ko du mana
aja onze ese aboa bewu a na opere bisa minu question na obisa na direct question one fan nchen ya obebisa me na someday obebisa me na wo define ogun no question na wo di man direct but mbia na wan hu ayi mbia ni yi obisa na se Bloomberg say Ghana economy na tonsu Ghana adani oman a say ton a obi nkura mpese obeto biom enti no no cry na fe no na say MPP ni say be ka from no yere kura compass na nkoyi a no musi covid MPP ni di no me
mo NDC foi fish ni Bloomberg for rate say Ebra na be positive no me ade oh wo to on baby yen nim de cause reality on the ground as for the bad negative I feel much report
you know the reports are Bloomberg the buy no it is the reflection on the ground I mean indicators are they measure the strength of economy. One, employment and unemployment rate. Two, GDP, the strength of GDP, inflation, debt to GDP ratio, and those are the unexhaustive. I mean indicators are they measure the strength of economy. Now maybe some menu say, and what is the story in the labor market? For the past 6 months, about 69.5% of all the labor unions in this country are striking. I mean, you tag for as if for more strike. Into almost strike, no. the economy ni yes Akufo-Addo ni Baumia ni minua bezi believe na why workers on strike one who be oye adwuma and Jerry wuti e wuye adwuma na se koyie mawa na waso akwa gina ka kwan se yes strike and the university student at home omo come dozo mesu ade but who is there to facilitate the teaching and learning process? So I mean these are prima facie evidence on the ground na say we can the economy is not doing well. Okay, no akasa bebre na ne passport na we renew what they are called say passport no kwaje no waenfa. Ukwaje passport no internet cafe ya setu o wale na ukwaje passport no internet cafe ya setu o kebi. Ukwaje no Accra Digital Center one is here. So you have gone to enjoy the services of NDC. You have gone to enjoy the vision of Mills Mahama government. At the time I work at the time our NDC have created convenience amount.
Digital center no so mobile na bibi enemy na
who expect MB Pinson ga say dan bibi wo. University of Ghana Medical Center here it like with the mindset of it being a medical tourist center. The Sub-Saharan Africa hanum the rationale behind is the president bi obayare wo West Africa na Africa hanum nyina no. There is no need going to America na Bragana because we had the standard and the internationally recommended standard health equipment there. Now question am be say MB before ban so mo kai say Accra University of Ghana Medical so mo say hwenim until COVID che AGYEMAN ni napo ana yati so mo rest no nobody believe they didn't believe that we have everything there until COVID has started chom for and outside NDC facility na jo mo nkwa. There is nothing good to write home about the Ghana economy today. Yeah, me no ma there's internationally standard practice and I say so debt to GDP ratio no exceed 60%.
Yeah.
Or minor attention. You are the dreadful stage. What is our debt to GDP ratio today? It's about 84.3%. So we have exceeded the threshold. Exceeded. And nobody e-levy many come. And can be there when it comes to borrowing, they know nothing about governance apart from borrowing. Then and comes e-levy at all costs. It is because borrowing because you don't have that kind of credibility. That credibility as a nation, that financial credibility, you need so we cry mouse kano. Euro bond be di unkenke wa hanomo. Go back to the bond market to see if they will give you. Because Udi wanwako Ghana yewo gold, Ghana yewo eskakoko, Ghana yewo ndua, Ghana yewo senjinu investors mumfa musika mbra, investors do musika ba. Ena makoji Ghana betina credit di kenke. We invested that money into autonomous consumptions, and you have consumed me without investing the money to bring itself back. In the local bond market, you can't raise any money. And the Ghana, apart from the internal generated funds, are able to generate with revenues. And apart from say grants or maybe well, Ghana cannot make any money anywhere because we don't have that kind of financial credibility. The strength of Ghanaian economy is discouraging every investor. Edentina Ejuma say uko kroma say kroma issue scan you yes. We all believe that Abambia no one more so this cash Ghana bobotum. Investors no more bano. The banks will use their monies to work. They will come and invest. A BBC factory na si for mabun manye juma ye. They will go to the market. They will buy. The farmer will farm big because onipa no kono koto market obi a koto free okuari no obekwa koto back. Okuari no nya sika obe extending na form. Production is going on, consumption is going on. The local economy will grow. But investors are not coming. And then looking at Ghana, investor ben say we can no nim nyansa. Oh, nim no person in Sikaba be investing in Ghana. All the financial factors, the economic factors show clearly say if you are investing in Ghana today, you are putting your money under pressure. Obekasi NAPCO, and just last man and NAPCO, Omu PRO Kai say, as a NAPCO PRO, or Kasama NAPCO phone, he cannot boast of 200 Ghana in his pocket. I mean, oh, you see, so, one thing about life and is a sincerity and admission of failure gives you the way forward to find solution to your problems. MPP has sincerely failed. And also, Mutias say the system isn't working. Or cannot say and a port the system is not working because Obi Onya lose money BD and on Yana for. It is not done like that. Nobody, I've always been on this platform. Nobody is against digitalization. So if we are NDCs against it, why do we build a digital center? But then can say you need to practice the traditional economy system to a reasonable period of time. If you know that
traditional economy system near the end.
It's a so say paperless port here, Abai.
Yeah.
The Obiti port honomana or a data entry officer. Original ketua be 500 cedis bi the question na no kola ofi na who say the machine man na you man you are without even finding alternative job for that person na sani ba no ofi no complain na we say because onya lose money didn't ya. I mean, can you imagine send there say we can fra mprensa me nua Jerry uti na send there akoba say technology bi aba say betima for robot abetina na robot na abe hostu Abraham Boafo ne ayawaso central constituency chairman no host here na ya program questions and come we beside na ya program question no my robot na beside questions na host program na say menu Jerry utifie na sa adwuma na nka also be na je ska na abo no complain ya no being kind because you don't get lose money to eat, that is why you are suffering. Yeah, meaning about so are we going to do muskabi? Nobody does that. So it means that traditional economy, you need to practice it to a reasonable level. If you are a developing country, US, other countries or say US, Juma, nipa you the co, the machine who feel there's another job for you to go and do. Is that the case in our system? Also, nursing training allowances. It is student loan. It is clear. It is student loan. Allowances, at near which is not even going. You pay them back. So, if MPP or MPP, if they think student loan is allowances, and the nurses allowances existed since most Mahama time, because that student loan
at the end of student loan, that's why allowances.
You take money and pay back to government when you complete school, and that is what's happening. That listen, Minister of Education about Bonjo say
allowances.
I'm telling you, they will pay back to government.
They will pay
back to government.
I don't think
we are necessary now. I'm telling. Messi, they will carry your call some of my friend, and I say, you see, the future is pregnant. There is a system. The new Minister of Education is running in a way that allowances young omumambo fry, they will pay it back when they finish school. And if that system is what MPP fresh say, allowances there. No chance say allowances ne honum dada, because student loan has always been with us here. See MPP before G2 muse say we kafra. COVID no be and down to COVID in there. This same COVID na other countries are performing. Other countries are doing well. And then a nipa or sparking the car, crying the car engine means sparking no MPP near no they are COVID. On the corners of the 3 rounds, no 2 rounds are also COVID. Everything COVID. For how long will Ghanaians take this COVID excuse from MPP people? And then a nipa and me feed it thrice a day. No, you can feed. What did you want to? I will say 2 because you can't do that. Look at that petrol boy also to say we can free Adamko America. It's just unfortunate. It means that there is something wrong somewhere. What is the inflation rate today?
We are in the deregulated market. Into petrol cost right.
They say Bloomberg say he is forecasting by the end of 2023 Ghana inflation rate will be up to 26%. 26%. Obi almost move inflation from double figure to a single figure. We are talking of 26%. And the benchmark values your omuka unse mininai. These are all problems. What do you say? And then Adiba na Ghana hanumu anubu ankosoro. What is in this country that you buy today and it is not expensive? Everything totally expensive. And you are mostly planning for food and jobs.
Yeah.
Today, food is the most expensive commodity in this country. Gary Olonga Bakwa amount for ton of 5 cedis. Then you buy 15 cedis. Dokunu yebo yema dokunu 2 cedis. Mimi area meti otema. Yema dokunu 2 cedis. Ube di buy 5 me.
Hey.
I'm telling you.
I don't know there 1 cedi 50 pesos.
Maybe 2 cedis, bro. 2 cedis. That's here for no more. It tells you clearly that everything. When you have a system where the most basic commodities now be keeping Nippon alive are getting pure water and get 30 pesos.
Menu 50 pesos.
Every kraton pure water about 40 pesos so water is life. When necessities are seeing positive upright adjustment in terms of pricing, it tells you that you have a very big wound with the economy.
Would you say NDC na ke wa ben mu a? Iti na ka enoma be jojo said ya mo ka no. Regardless of the world pandemic
yeah, so you see ya bida. NDC ne wa ben mu a. Na senga ya timi abobusian 352 billion Ghana cedis a. Say NDC na timi scanner. Nka ye basic community day senior high schools. Ye basic polyclinics. You better construct rural roads to make sure that there will be good road network at the rural areas. But be a raw materials if you buy feed companies and we'll do that. NDC then first car and NDC president be a what high allopria ko muda. One when this president be what me appoint amount for 125 people with V8, special assistant, saloon cars, side chicks, everything. One when this president be a wise other.
Abraham, so
it's not that.
Also kasapa.
That be as
side chicks in a way.
No, I say I mean we know like for like children.
But side chicks in the Jaikana side chicks in the
side chicks in the
amount for be a yes side chicks.
I say there be never to join a can once. I mean, say what bro ni my name I mean sometimes until no ni na asem. So it tells you clearly say the system isn't working. I mean, there's always fight. Trotro some days you see mate funny passengers now they are struggling simply because mate no unexpected local filling the tanker scan what you he want to pour that outburst on the poor and the disgruntled passenger. Passenger no feel listen, no, I deserve better. I tell them, see, when you have the incompetent people at work, this is what you see.
Okay.
So it for me today Ghana is economy and I make an Ghana say Ghana and Japadia Ghana is a liability. That is why investors are not coming. The current unemployment rate of this country, he has no idea. So see NABCO for local government they have maintained it. It is a blatant lie.
Have you crushed it?
Oh, I know most of the guys
one man there will local government.
Look, and America shall say we know a lot of them. Oti region boys he be omudo omoko coordinating council ni assembly boys in ebi nam vie I me am akonja Mrs. Tabinu kunu o akra hanu kra me na mape marketing sa omo ye marketing commission you go and look, I mean he did marketing but on the insurance company almost mo kopa man for ba I look for that job for that person who was working with the assembly so na say NABCO guy this is a mom permanent job what is he doing in Accra?
Okay.
I know the exam because from on permanent jobs. So this is what we are saying. We say COVID is a world pandemic. Say definitely to have inverse effect on the economy, but you need to put drastic measures. 40-member committee or my form say chase dollar
FX committee.
Whatever they call it, and that was saying.
Okay.
Frankly, Kujo say they ended up dissolving them without any reason. Also committee no ya dissolve committee no without any reason. So even that committee issue, I have issue. I think I have to visit the special prosecutors of. They should investigate what actually informed the formation. As a consequence, be sikadia bi abam. And on what did the job on be? Oh, me say, and penny for sikadia bi abam. On what did the job on? A BS supposed being that they ended up just rubbishing them because they were brought together to fight the dollar. When did they fight it? So dollar and about for mom
okay, made that same. Higher needs 100.9 of Akio no plan station or Seattle Force must be jailed because we're cause of financial loss to the state. Wafake and the about way so say, Majara, I'm very happy to see my boss in front of you. Okay, William say, my kind that. Before we am, we say Ghanaians shouldn't think of voting for the NDC again, and we should think about the lies that they used in 2008 for power. We should all stand by the visionary president Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo non-transformer Ghana. Amisco Spelelo CMJ. In fact, the e-levy is simply NDC's kakai. We will implement it to mobilize revenue to develop our country. Also, Chia Mavis, our consent. We say, tell my MPP friend that the best way to get money for Ghana is for politicians to pay for their own fall because no worker in Ghana works for another country. Tax paying, not bad, but the way it is used. You see, some country, why chairman? I was so central chairman. Where's the matter? MPP 5 years in power is better than NDC 20 years. What about I'll be two minutes
yes. I'm saying, Minion or can be before side chick.
Oh, and that is what that's
what papa no. In the saying.
And as a papa no should be a papa no.
And I so who say country be a minimum say no by country be no we year day education. Any day we are. They say, "Oba welcome IT our system." We hear they say, "Pam no me to one way." And NC say digitalization benti temaport yasaki workers. That is the point. I'm saying who say, "Yeah, port no paperless no. Yeah, you obi edi. Omo adwuma no mda so yo adwuma.
Omo adwuma bɛn.
Adwuma omda so yo adwuma.
And the paperless ni nye adwuma.
Abraham, what
if the machines are being replaced with people, now what are the people then there's the redundancy there.
Who work on the machine?
Okay, no wonder the same port omutimi flour 84,000 because what's the paperless about? It means that I'll give some clarification.
Yes, see, I want to on my economy wide. On penye Akufo-Addo na dey one district one factory ba Ghana. Asuchari sugar factory. Ebra ye empower nkrofo so omunwa sugar cane. Aye betim dey aye adwuma. Na ye kolanche ko sika bebre.
Asuchari.
Yes. Commander.
Asuchari dey minimum say all the monkeys no sugar factory no.
Commander sugar factory.
I want to see here.
Oh papa Mahama. And okoye you. One face and ye be sugar canes.
Well, it's not your policy, so you don't even know where it is located.
I did be honuma. I was say ye share on mine do adwin on mine. I can ifo bebre di on mine so. Ye hwe adwuma papa o mampenye Akufo-Addo de aba. Anya bia ni policy ba ko pa say one district one factory. The buy cry antimi anya kwa na etimi empower private men. So omo ye discuss schedule omo yem. Etimi kwa 100 crampo na Ghana for nya ho fa. Enti o mampenye kan bibi say afi we any next year no e be empower we watiska 10 billion. I be my youth then speech no man. I say 10 billion no ye be dey na nya dia ye. E wo bra me no me ne be support. Ye person support your youth. Person support omo innovation skills. Obo hon ma o bibi o creative capability bi no so e bi but skani ho o betim dia ye. Therefore no ye be identify. Ya hwe o betim ye. That small push be said no na dia ma. NBS as started support Emma omo say petty traders no e share o masene a omo adwuma.
Have support.
We any adwuma papa we o mampanyi a e say o ye de bo a oman. Then etie bia nsatian nkra nye peda. Ana wuntimi nye bibia te. Go say we bibia wi de say kamemu ni ho bi. Ye du bebu no bia beto aso. it would do so I say we do man for benya ho fa social intervention bia bo man we mu bia no mp for na deba even cry ya ma me no kwa wo so kwa wo free it is for ba mo say scan to mu twam enti say NDC any alternative MNPP no can be say they say economy ni ye identity and for cost strike identity leaders no equal we say me cost strike we say me cost strike yen hwe bibi em say 2015 equal 2016 like a cost of my em say enfrema bi ene ade bi a say bo na wuti akonya so a say wo hwe won hihye yi because unions no omo ka ho na amemo no ekoso yi unions no ka ho na agi omampanyi bitum unions no ka ho na etimi elect president it is enfrema bo ni bi say bo na wuti akonya so say wo hwe won hihye yi say ene nti na ekosi na wo ye on hihye yi ne na wo hwe omo muta akire e masa ne ma no so ekoso enti policies bi afi so betimi di aboa beboa mo nyina be hia mo be kan be yi no na no maka e be obi no ye fa na adwuma se wo hia bibi na san ka ko strike
okay
enti enhihye ye wo ho ana strike no so mpa ko be ko a o limit obetimi akodu obi o strike be o limit na de na ya ne se omukwa na kakra na se caveat na edom so no ya asope no ma withdraw because so would you stage bi no wankwa ulusu adwuma ulusu entitlement but omukwa omusheda twima
your friend is saying clocks are for ne almost strike here but oma call you
okay no so omukwa enu ebi na ye adu ba bi ya na fe no ma twa asan esa ho na sofa ye na sofa so there should be a policy even class o kasa enu kwan say wo kọ na student so say obi akra fie so ko school it's what is what na wonu oni eche bi o chere na de because lectures AP bi o mo nsen kan o betena ho akakra na ebia obelusu na adwuma na say ebia bosumi ye ntwa ne ka no o say ya redo ani akọ na fe o makojo entitlement okay bi say Ghana fo nyina tena se ne ye hwe se na bi e be dialogue be boa na enya ban ko a na mi so civil ayifo nyina be kan ye ho bom ni ahwe se na be nhihye bi a e be boa se ade na e deficiency na wo man ni mu na equity student ekutia ayarefo bi a hospital doctor for some call strike nurse for some call strike ekutia safo no syndrome bi enye ne hwe say betimi ahwe na be boy nyina se na be obi a later say ukonya de wo pa ye ahwe no how can we restore it back the hospital and so ohwe obi na wanko hwe no owu a na say omampanyin no ana say ukọ back to adwuma na de open nsa kan nipa na wo no better restore no ntimi okay it's any na de SSC ehwe
all right Abraham but so far we share plan ya fa so manage covid away mu international community talk to the president so why are you
okay before Mekosa yeah say the economy no but I mean on the topic of the economy
that's the only topic that
I don't know me the say no me person me fa the CDB fa me nua ayawa so central chairman so na koduru Kenoforata say if indeed the economy is doing well from this assertion with that levy the na epomucho yempe levy no because if the economy is doing well
I can overrate say no kasa because I see levy no ade ebeboa na
levy na say no mo say economy ni ye say ne papa mu na nyina epe
obi anka say you so say it is rebound
so if it is rebounding with that levy that is okay so I mean they should just augment it and I say if it is rebounding indeed with that levy then why the levy you know Nana Kufuado ngasa no most of the international towns in the PR plant you know me I see is MPP motivated plans no okasi COVID management me from we read we saw what happened in Italy Yehunesi or Germany US and all that we read on the net and Upasobe gestapozo abagana hanuma we poorly manage COVID MPP poorly managed COVID. And MPP is the most fortunate government in Africa. COVID you are for 1 year. Government has too much money in this COVID. And when it comes to the financial aspects of managing COVID, they are always serious. But when it comes to the reality, they don't do that. A typical example is John Ayase. What happens there? at the time now you're very crucial. Ghana Medical Association ni other health related bodies. And the advice about say it is unadvisable for that's kind of a year without no smiles crowding. What happened? We saw what happened as a year. Ghana Medical Association for Christ say the president and the leadership in government should prosecute people who disrespected their own rules. And nobody know what they are prosecuted to be. So it's part of COVID management.
Okay.
Post-COVID management, vaccination, you are making it mandatory. You can impose medication on people without law. Though you know you're a lawyer by apprenticeship. But you have Gabi or Chiredakone, Asanti Bediatio, and seasoned lawyers are around you. They should tell you that before you can over my force Ghana ni over my force we are subjects to compulsory or mandatory vaccination. You rely on your you have emergency powers to go to parliament for executive instrument. Back it with law. You cannot rely on your emotions. You cannot rely on unlawful advice, on tested drugs. Also, you want to met it on. Apart from Ghana, what is the country be a mandatory vaccination?
A mandatory vaccination is some countries embark. Yes, ABM.
And they withdrew. ABM back they withdrew. So far, practically all countries now.
Basa Ghana, you're mandatory vaccination.
No, they didn't in view court.
Oh, you're mandatory. I don't know. Port, no. Airport.
It is mandatory. We are not talking.
But I said,
post-COVID management is. I'm maybe senator on report. I don't know him. I don't know Ghanaians. I don't know human beings. That is what we are saying. Say, MPP has poorly managed COVID because we share sika about COVID mupa. Now we share quite MPP for COVID time. Kakaka cry almost some fan come out cry. They disband with party membership card. Who need MPP card? Yeah, mouth. If it didn't happen, who so one me here? Oh, so who one back there? Me here.
Because was obi so ben me or business ni bia onya support.
So that's what I'm saying. So that person is fortunate. So clearly, the people has deviated from managing COVID. Look, sir, AstraZeneca here, and gu AGYEMAN animasi. What is wrong? I didn't think that the government of Ghana and man negotiate with the government of Japan. Is it Japan? Yeah, I think Japan.
Yeah, AstraZeneca.
I think is it Russia? Is it Japan or Russia? One of the countries.
Maybe an free ban.
Maybe an free ban. I didn't think that Ghana buying anti-mini buying and negotiate as state partners, but rather decided to bring intermediaries.
Okay.
Just to elongate the transaction chain, simply because so we understand now and go for menu men sabi benya bibia di wom, because we all know say Ghana had here before we get mania contract you need to buy it.
All right.
Because from experience,
first year
say they are why PP ajenim boati aje. Those are all. And now look at the intermediaries, well-known criminals, money launderers, and all that. Then Modiaba said they should come and be third parties to that transaction. AGYEMAN today has gone into the bad book of history in Ghana as the most corrupt and the most incompetent minister of state. And our health minister because of that particular thing. And they see your pre-COVID and post-COVID, the unlawful aspect of government management of COVID, the financially indisciplined aspect of government managing COVID, and the attitudinal and the moral unacceptable way of how government managing COVID now. Me make my culture say government poorly manage COVID. Okay. Because Ebola bio. You see, I'm not for a mistake. I'm not for say Ebola no. They thought the Ebola didn't hit Ghana because we were better than other countries. It was because of transformational and visionary leadership and management of John Mahama. Anything like Ebola and Ghana.
Okay, but that's 100.9. My main tier for doing quick. What about 1 minute, 1 minute in a sorry time in the Quran? It's up now. Young name 03022435400 03022579002. share president akasa finance minister akasa enra ni nyina ne fa economy na wo mo ama assurance economy ne de sign back be pa cho wo so sign na wo ho no as the ordinary Ghanaian be pa cho majo
Ajani moni.
Aja yanko 1 minute.
Opa na for chia na nimre. Me chem tabako pe wa na jare me tro. Ewo Germany market. The son awesome pass ma what for my organizer. The American nyina say mo bo ensem bebre so economics na me brada no wakasa dokuru tu siri sini ade no na me ga yo buta nje na burofo we ka wana matranka ama ya kaji na wana entre kura ase no no wani ebe da ga ba pono fasidi na wo so no to so me no na wana ngodo no wani ene hodi to watching na wana nka economics na ya go no ya mi kan de kache obi a obeye o mayi a obeti so mai MPP ababo modde pa change.
Okay, madam say Janimo yako toto my next caller na yako majo
Anabu maje
ye ti ona na yako
na ya kasa fitabura mame samo abasu biemu o ya juma papa message afimu yankopon be show wonu yura ya abo abia samwa na metia incoming president Dr. Mahmoud Baumia and Eastern Regional Secretary Yura Jeff Craig. Dr. Mahmoud Baumia incoming president Bichiano Mageri MSMP people in Yana or Bar Party in Marcha will be about new who would be the end of the Beboa. And no any issue, and yes, who are better party in Marcha no more party that what time was yet to Obama the Yankonasawa party. Honorable Maji, Yabebo Ira and another Kufuado Abaso. Oshe Omaya or how near be the sea, Yarea, a Kukuru Besti or Mayu, Papa Yaji Tata, Adia Bedrusia, Honorable Maji, Sefata, Ira and another Kufuado, Onona Ekase. Ya bona chidom na oboa ema MPP party ne kwanim na economy ne die
na na me da say mameva next one we entiment na so na we change no mame e ba so majo
My Jerry. Now the champion Adam Sanu. I mean church amaju for the community our chairman. I mean church on Abu Akamba. Fellas, so don't have to fellas. Yeah no. I open I can't understand the kind of thing. And this idea. But fairly Ghana. And it's a mechanical. Open you there. We should do any time at Ghana. We should near Koswa, near Basa. And this is your mind. We drink one gas. This open a study reaction. It's the next President Kufuor, a Boston, to say a daughter. On a football, a Boston, to say a full Ghana flow. Unam Kuruma, Masan, for 2 years to the Kuruma Yadin. I'm about call it no. Obama kind of credit because here and I'm crew, and it will be a for 2 crew. Obama kind of friends I'm for black. I mean, I said, I most time one Dr. Mahmoud Baumia Sama.
Okay, better say last one, Majo.
Good evening.
Yes, sir.
Mpacha Mindindi Mohammed Mkatafrika Tua.
Yes, yo.
Marjari. Mpacho nipa obe kokrum no una na muhike nipa mu a omusu de se umbechiru unam krum na nkofo omusunu enno wu kokike wan ekire se umbechiru unkofa adwuma ye opa anukure baku NDC entimi mboa Ghana ya so NDC afie president mama oba sesi anu dentine ya yinu akosi nchen NDC for SRD ba wow, and this omu problem. Baba power I bet me that say.
What's me that say? I know what you try with the aba me say. Yami Adamo channel pamoni show no so no ye bet to us so. O final comment. I was central. Bibi Bismarck Boateng, chairman of the MPP. Final comment.
MPP for Momo ya be mu e won e koso o ma we. Momo ya be mu say strike e koso no e kire say ye government no NMP for me. Mampenye Kufuor oye juma pa na strike na ekoso no bibia oni ntia nipa eye utie no mo kan start 2014 That in 2014 NDC for anhwe no ma address say issue no. And I be doing there. Omampenye Kufuado obi a wotie na wotima ema ne manfo. Ogusu strike no enche ebekwa wieye. They say ye bia any labor commission for any say agency see omo strike nyina beka ema beka ntia say. Two for the swincho makoma nto mo yem.
Okay.
No bibia to betwa mo.
All right, let us say Abraham, final comment.
Media the American say mbaiwa mbrentua ya mame mo enuan papa mo akuafo nurses, teachers, businessmen, businesses obi bia Ghana ha. Media na mezi ba ka